Back to college spending is expected to hit a record this year thanks to decked out dorms and demand for more electronics. College students and their families are expected to spend an average of about $1,400 per person this year, according to an annual survey by the National Retail Federation and Prosper Insights and Analytics. That translates to $94 billion in expected back-to-college spending, a 70% jump from 2019. The increase isn't just because of inflation. A survey found that college students are buying more, including big-ticket items like furniture. One reason for the trend? TikTok. Students, college administrators, and retailers told me social media has inspired teens to spring for headboards, temporary wallpaper, and fancy coffee makers. Some families even hire interior designers. Walmart, Target, and Williams-Sonoma are among the companies trying to cash in. They also see opportunity because of Bed Bath & Beyond's bankruptcy. Bed Bath's shuttered stores have left behind market share to grab. Yet back-to-college sales alone won't help retailers overcome other challenges. Best Buy and Macy's are among the companies that expect sales to decline this fiscal year as consumers continue to face higher food prices and spend on experiences.
Yeah, I can't tell whether we're supposed to be cheering for this trend or cheering against it. One way or the other, there's a huge economic impact. Melissa, stay right there. For more on retail now, let's bring in Sandra Campos. She is founder of Fashion Launchpad and a CNBC contributor. It's good to see you, Sandra. By the way, do you have concerns about the strength of back-to-school season overall this year?
Well, I'll just say this, and thank you for having me on. The store traffic, according to Retail Next, who really tracks this, store traffic in July was actually not really significantly down against last year, but sales were. So we are seeing that people are shopping ahead. We set the floors early. The demand was there early in mid-July. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of customers that are looking for sales. So they are shopping. They're looking for sale product. They were looking for it earlier. The biggest drop came in outdoor malls and also came through the Midwest in terms of traffic. So that traffic was down more than 2% in the Midwest, but down less than 0.2% on the West Coast. So, people wanted to be indoors. They wanted to stay cool. So those malls were actually less affected. I think overall, we're definitely seeing that customers are wanting to shop, but they do want sale and promotions. So where we see it, you were mentioning some of the Amazon, Walmart, and, in Williams-Sonoma, who are trying to capture some of the Bed Bath & Beyond store closure and that market gap. We also have stores like Container Store that are 25% off through the end of September. So there's definitely some reaction by the retailers to make sure that they have promotions that are timely when the customer is looking to buy.
Melissa, I joined Kelly in my ambivalence to this college thing, but I'm old. She's also concerned.
We didn't have TikTok.
we went to the pawn shop or wherever we could to get stuff. We would look at what the outgoing class was throwing out, and we go through their garbage to get their stuff. And then I lived in this house where the guy ran out of money and he burned the furniture to stay warm in December in Buffalo. But let me ask you this. It's true. Let me ask you this question. How significant is college versus the elementary school back to school? Has this been a growing trend over time, or is it just a sort of a post-pandemic revenge spending?
College spending is actually much larger than K through 12 because if you think about all that adds up, it amounts to that $94 billion I mentioned, and that's about twice the size of the expected spending for K through 12, according to NRF's survey. So it is much larger because people are getting things like food and shampoo along with decor. So it covers a lot of different categories.
Sandra, what would you add to that? I mean, and I think it's very smart when you said, Container Store, 25% off. I look at this and go, they can hold these parents hostage, even despite what you're saying. When you're sending your kid off to college, especially for the first time, I've seen some of these photos now, and people are so proud to show off their kid's dorm room. That feels like it might be a little more inelastic.
Well, I think it's definitely a temporary piece because they go back to school and then, again, you're not redecorating your dorm throughout the year. So what you are doing, though, and what we are seeing is definitely some of those trends as it relates to secondhand sales and resale. That's definitely continuing. There's a big trend on TikTok that actually, if you look at where luxury price points jumped 29%, even college students, Gen Z, they're jumping in on actually acquiring designer vintage. There's a hashtag archive fashion that's clocked up 36 million views in the past month and 1.1 billion views in total. So not only are they spending in terms of their dorms, they're also spending on vintage archival fashion that's more in the luxury zone. But I do think, again, going back to it, there's certain sectors that are continuing to do well. And if you think about those college and teens that are going into, TikTok and doing all the selfies, there's a lot going on in the beauty sector as well, because that continues to trend upwards.